Ah, the year abroad. What a fine tradition. It draws on these pretentious associations with the grand tour, but that was only for the mega rich who could afford to do it in style and then rough it for a lark if they got bored. In Europe, the Erasmus program is popular. It allows students to attend a university in another European country for a year, but it's jokingly referred to as Orgasmus because there's a cliched notion that the students on this program just party and sleep around and flaunt their status as exotic birds. Like it's just naive British girls sleeping with sleazy Mediterraneans and thinking it's très romantique. Good for them. They're the lucky ones. The other students on these programs are struggling. You have the neurotics, agonizing over minor interactions, overwrought, ordering coffee in a Spanish cafe. Hola, quisiera una bolsa de café y un tronco de pastel. Or trying to book a table at a restaurant in Italy. Ciao ragazzo, dammi una tavola per 2 persone con 2 sedie accanto alla luna. And then they get all upset when these interactions don't go well. Damn, I spent 2 years reading Spanish books and I can't even order a cup of coffee.
This is especially true of people who major in languages, because then being able to speak the language becomes a hefty part of their identity. So it's a touchy subject for them. It's even more true for male students majoring in languages, because women are just naturally better at languages and communication.
Unless they're actually bilingual, the dudes just aren't as good at learning languages. They get flustered and think of a comeback hours later when they're on the way home.
Wait. Yes! That's what I should have said!
Before moving to a foreign country, people talk a great game. They're like, well, I'm going to run with the bulls in Pamplona. I'm going to ski in the Pyrenees. I'm going to check out the nudist beaches in Galicia. But then when they arrive, a couple of things go wrong. They get ripped off by a taxi driver at the airport, or they can't find anywhere decent to eat on their first night, end up having candy, chips and beer for dinner, and then slip into a panicked depression. Yeah, moving to a foreign country is scary. Listen to Shane.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
I cried when I got to Spain, dude. That was a big move.
Oh.
I went to Spain and I just laid in bed the first day, just like, I'm so sad. I'm gonna miss my mom and dad. Dude, get off.
I remember reading somewhere that in the past, learning foreign languages and music was the reserve of young female members of the aristocracy. It was a means of sublimating their sexuality until they were old enough to find an appropriate suitor, basically trying to keep them out of trouble until they could get married. I studied languages at university, and I can remember thinking, I'm certainly not an aristocrat. What am I doing this for? Looking out the window and thinking, Jesus Christ, I would be happier digging a hole or cutting down a tree than listening to some nerd harp on about bloody phonetics and IPA. Enough of my petty grievances. Back to the year abroad. But the people who get the most out of their foreign experience are the outgoing ones who will integrate by joining a team or doing some activity with locals. Easier said than done.
I'm so sad. I'm gonna miss my mom and dad. Dude, get off.